Hi guys, and welcome back. It's your girl Yummy.com, and today we have another video. This video is of course my favorite kind to make. No, not a ship up video. I know I make a lot of those. No, not a tipsy review. I know I make a lot of those, but it is a BTS video, y'all. We're back in our K-pop universe. Now, I've done all types of BTS videos. Questions for my bias, telling you my favorite moments with them, shipping them up with people, shipping them up with specific groups. All kinds of bang tang stuff, y'all. Now, with that being said, today we have something a little bit different. Now, with BTS, they're musicians. We respect their art and their craft. At the end of the day, no matter what they do, they are musicians at heart. So I'm going to give each of them an album based off of my kind of music and the research that I've done about them over the years, over the time that I've been a fan of them. And of course, over their playlists that they have and the music recommendations that they give, all the sugars, the songs that they sing, the music recommendations they give, all of that type of stuff. I try and take all of that into account, and I find albums that I truly love that I think would match them most well, either whether it be their singing style or just their typical style, swagginess all over is what I'm trying to do here. So with that being said, we're going to start off with our first one. And with that, we need our trusty dusty phone. So, of course, we're going to start with our leader-in-chief, our Bang Tang official, our El Presidente, RM. Now for RM, it was pretty hard because, not hard actually. Actually, it was more easy than a lot of them because I think RM and I have similar taste in music. Like RM, J-Hope, and maybe V. I think we all have similar taste in music. Those three, I would describe my taste in music a mix between those three. So for RM, I wanted to stick to rap, because he's a rapper, but I'm a rapper. He's a rapper at his very heart, at his very core, but he's also a songstress. He's also someone who is intimately within each piece that he makes. So I wanted to give him someone with an album, an EP, a mixtape that is also feels intimately pieced together and feels like raw and real, but also has that vibe of feeling like, I did this is my passion project. And with that being said, we go to the self-made man himself, Chance the Rapper.
I know you've been looking for something concrete. You must have been born with two right feet. You must have been born with two right feet. Say.
And with Chance the Rapper, I chose Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper. Hear me out. There are some great songs on that album that is just magnifique. Like, Cocoa Butter Kisses is by far my favorite song off that album. Probably one of my favorite Chance the Rapper songs ever, and it reminds me of RM when it's like peaches and cream, sweeter than sweet, chocolate cheeks and chocolate wings. Like, it kind of reminds me of that with the Cocoa Butter Kisses. Like, also his intro and outros remind me, and interlude remind me of like the way that RM would structure an album. Also, like, just the general nuance of free flowingness, and it kind of gives me that vibe. Like, it gives me an old school boppy vibe, which is very RM for me in my case, but also stays true to his roots of like being a melodic master. So that's why I chose Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper. I think that it's an amazing album, amazing mixtape, and I think that RM would definitely vibe to it and find inspiration in it. Now, for our next one, we have our king, Jin. Like, Jin is obviously out of the most of them, he's probably one of the more alternative people, I would say, in BTS. A lot of them are driven by like R&B and rap and like blues and like those kinds of pieces. But Jin, I feel like he has a little bit, I would say a little bit soul, I think would go with it. He would go more in the direction of soul.
But all we want is your soul.
But his voice is also something that is to marvel at in specific situations, in specific moments. Every time he sings a solo, he always puts in moments with his voice, and that just like, yes, like the whole song isn't just like a high roller coaster, but it's like just a vibe, a feel, and then just like like just moments, like Epiphany just has those moments. So I chose an artist that also is great at just plucking moments from thin air. Leon Bridges.
Get to depth that she might be it, that the love is real, that the shoe might fit. She might just be my everything and beyond space and time in the afterlife. Just have my kids, be my wife.
Leon Bridges is a soulful man. And reminds me of Jin in that regard. Like, just so much soul within a body, so much vibrancy within a voice. And I chose the album, his 2015 album, Coming Home, because it has one of my favorite tracks, River.
And my lips are unclean. Take me to your river. I wanna go.
I would love to hear Jin do something with. Like, I feel like if Jin did a cover of River, it would be just mind-blowing and so unexpected. But it kind of speaks to the pieces that he's already been a part of, like Epiphany, obviously. And like his piece, like Moon, it just kind of speaks on those same vibes of having heavy importance in their lyrics and their lyricism. And I think that Leon Bridges' album definitely relies on that a lot, and that's why I think that Jin would be best suited with Leon Bridges' Coming Home. Next we have my bias, my man, 100 grand, Sugar.
Sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, oh honey, honey. Sugar, we're going down swinging. I'll be your number one with the bullet. Sugar,
I'll give 'em my sugar, 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 sugar.
Sugar is so sweet. Now, we all know he's a hardcore hip-hop god. Like, he is old school Nas, bumping in the back, deep dirty South, probably listening to Ludacris or some other tongue twister in the days. Like, he is that kind of dude. So I had to give him someone who was lyrically on par, but also just kind of a little bit weirdly, like, different than the mainstream. Like, this is the mainstream, but like they're kind of here. And with that, the first rapper that comes to my mind is Andre 3000.
I know you like to thank you. Don't stain, but lean a little bit closer. See, roses really smell like boo boo boo. Yeah, roses really smell like boo boo boo.
And the first album that comes to my mind is ATLiens by Outkast. And that's why I had to give that to my man Sugar. Sugar is a different kind of rapper. Much like RM, they have and J-Hope, all the rappers of BTS, they have a different kind of flow. They can be multiple people in one song, and their flow switch up is just kind of amazing and something to behold. And like, Outkast is known for that. Like, they're known for their flow switch ups, the way that they go about things, like the way that they just like move and kind of like dodge the hoof, you know, like dodge the regular or the norm is what I'm trying to say. And I think that it would be a excellent listen for Suga. I feel like he would multiply enjoyed it, if that's a word or how to say that. I feel like he would really, really enjoy it. I feel like he would take inspiration and vibe off of it. He would listen to it while like making his own beats or like doing some art or something. I think that he would really love it, and I think that those two match up perfectly. And if Andre 3000 and Suga ever did a collab, my ovaries and my brain would explode at the same time. At the same time.
Okay, now ladies, we gonna break this thing down in just a few seconds. Now don't have me break this thing down for nothing. Now I wanna see y'all on y'all baddest behavior. Lend me some sugar. I am your neighbor.
Now, obviously, we gotta go to our dancing king.
I'm your hope, you're my hope. I'm Jay.
For J-Hope, I took inspiration from his lives, his V-Lives or his YouTube lives, whichever one you want to talk about, wherever he's like playing music. Yes, he's a rapper and he has that about him, but like if you listen to his mixtape, the Hope World mixtape, he has a lot more ride to his raps. It's not just like Suga straight hardcore raps. It's not like RM intricate like beats and twists and turns. It's something melodic about the way that he does it.
Oh my god. Time goes by. 청년의 격정이 드디어 임박.
Almost as if he's a singer. I wonder, like a singer who can rap, like, or a rapper who could sing, which he is. So, with that being said, I gave him a singing album with a songstress who kind of goes in and out of like rap singing.
Baby, maybe it's just all in my head. So don't overthink this is love. Maybe it's just a crush. Baby, is this our love affair?
Obviously, and that being said, I gave him Love Languages by Umi. This is an EP. It's a very short EP, but it is very packed with beauty and talent. Her voice is phenomenal, just like J-Hope's, but also just the way that she thinks in her lyrics reminds me of J-Hope. It's not all like the obvious sunshiny like J-Hope that we think of. It's the intricate, detailed, thought out dance master J-Hope that I think would tap into this and could do like some sick, just like, if I give you more of me, could you give me more of you? Like, just create like a smooth, silky dance to it, hip hop dance to it.
Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro polka dot, Afro.
Used to being used, I guess it's a suicide though. Why he's so suicidal? And isn't my fault when you cry though? Isn't my fault that you hide though? Cause I know you need the drugs to see the light, to feel the life inside your veins.
But beyond that, I think it's again an album that he really enjoys. He would really enjoy. We've seen that he has like, he likes Tinashe, he likes Kiana L something, I can't remember her name off the top of my tongue, but we've seen that he likes those kind of artists, and I feel like this is more so in that vein, but also gives him a little bit of room to play. So that's why I chose her album for him. Next up, we have our oldest baby, my Libra brother from another mother, Jimin. Now, Jimin was by far the hardest person, I think. I think he was the hardest because it's so hard to just pinpoint one thing to him. As Libras, we are people pleasers, but we're also everywhere. If someone were to try to pinpoint one type of music for me, it'd be very hard for them. So, with that being said, it was very hard for me. I was like, should I go R&B strictly? Should I go rap? Should I go something you can dance to? Should I just use straight Dance to Revolution? Maybe I should give him some gym class heroes, you know, because he could totally vibe off of that. But no, I ended up going with...
Say cash rules everything around you. What about love? You say cash rules everything around you. What about us?
Other Ways to Vent by Iyla. Now, the reason why I chose this album, because she is a unexpected artist in a similar way as Umi is an unexpected artist, and she has a melodic voice that is just a wave to ride on and is kind of like know that your answer will teach me a lesson about love. The shit side of love, the whack side of love, the bad side of love. Ooh, 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 ooh. Like it's an interesting voice, especially when you like listen to it deeply with the lyrics, because all the lyrics sometimes, like Shampoo.
I left my shampoo in your shower. I left my smile inside your head. My song on replay in your speaker. I left my t-shirt on the edge of your king bed.
It seems like bubbly kind of fun when you like see the title and maybe listen to it a little bit, but it's really like has a deeper meaning, the same way Jimin seems like bubbly kind of fun, but he has like a deeper undertone to him always as well. So I think that was a major choice, but also like I feel like the vibe of that album is just so Jimin. Like it's just so versatile and so like free flowing that it just reminded me strictly of Jimin, and I love that, and that's why I kind of chose this album. Like she has an interesting voice that is just so fun and phenomenal to listen to, just like Jimin, so that's why I kind of paired them together. My next one, we have our mysterious, our Winter Bear V. And for our Winter Bear, the thing about it is that with V, I almost gave him Jin's. I almost gave him Leon Bridges, because V is very soulful. He has a very soulful tone. I think that him and Leon Bridges could make magic together.
Been traveling these wide roads for so long. My heart's been far from you.
Like it's a very soulfulness to it, but I had to give it to Jin. And with that being said, I also was like, there's another artist that is like Leon Bridges could go with V, but like there's another artist that fits it better and is more unexpected.
When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth. No grave can hold my body down. I'll crawl home to earth.
And that is Hozier's first album, Hozier. So Hozier by Hozier is the album that I give him. I don't give it to him because of the tone necessarily. They both have very deep, woodsy voices. Like, I would say that Hozier's voice reminds me strictly of the woods, like a log cabin of the woods, in the woods, while V's voice reminds me of a fall day, a fall walk through a park, or a fall walk through the woods, like more so than just the woods, period. But I feel like between the lyricism, the vibes that you get off of their voices, and the general like acceptance and love of nature as well. Like, we all know RM is our little fairy, like, woodland nymph guy, but like V with Winter Bear and scenery, like they just have all these elements of like nature in them that are just beautiful and remind me of Hozier and his elements of nature in his music.
Let me give you my life. Take me to church. I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life. I tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. I should be there. Please stay and good God. Let me give you my life. If I'm a pagan of the good times, my love is the sunlight. To keep the goddess on my side, she demands a sacrifice.
And how he's just so one with it. So I automatically was like, Hozier would be A, more surprising choice, and B, would just kind of fit better and vibe better. So that's why I ended up going up with, I didn't go out with Hozier. That's how I ended up going with Hozier. Now, we have our last one, guys. We have Jungkook, our R&B king. Our R&B king.
이런 없는 래퍼들은 좀 닥쳐 너의 헤이터가 어딨어? 숨쉬고 사소한 비교를 박고 숨쉬고 있는 너의 헤이터.
Our R&B king. With Jungkook, obviously it was kind of hard because, you know, there's so many, Usher has put out so many albums that could just be thrown at Jungkook for the simple fact that he could sing them to high heaven. But again, I wanted to go with someone who was more surprising, whose music I really, really love, but whose voice and tone and who Jungkook could actually do a cover of and just sound wildly amazing. And that is What a Time to Be Alive by Tom Walker. That album is so good. Leave a light on. Like, it has such growly, deep, beautiful textures.
Your way, if you've lost your way. And I know you're down and out now, but I need you to be brave. Hiding from the truth ain't gonna make
that. Like, I think Jungkook could make his, if we're being honest, like, he could run that world carelessly, recklessly, and beautifully, and that's kind of why I gave it to him, because I would like to see him do something with one of these songs. Like, all of the songs, the album is phenomenal, back to back to back, amazing, and while it has a very thick R&B undertone, it also has a heavy rock layering that makes it more dynamic and interesting, but also like a heavy, like, just soul. Like, it's like rock and soul layered on top of R&B, and it's just so interesting what he does with his voice, and I would love to see Jungkook expand his palette and maybe get back to his growling roots a little bit too, to just try and see what he could do with it. I also think him and V could do an excellent duet of Leave a Light On. Like, that would be an excellent duet song that I would just stand thoroughly. Anyways, with that being said, that is the last album we have on the list with our youngest member. So, my internet friends, thank you for watching. Don't worry, I will be back, so stay tuned.